there?
E aí, Renan, André, Souza, Lucas Meirelles, Lucas Souza, Henrique Melo, Rodolfo,
Okay.
Rafael Rocha, Renato Jucá, Diego Siqueira, João, Lima, Adriano.
Presente. Okay, so here we have
Bruno is also here.
Hi, Bruno. So I have Alexandre, I have Igor, have Diego Siqueira, Diego Furtado, Marcos Siqueira, Gabriel, João Filho, Thales, and some other guys are joining. So just wait 2 minutes for them to arrive here and then we can start. Can you guys see my screen, my Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
$1 million.
Okay.
Oh, ooh.
So there is a.
Oh, nice. Can you put the air conditioner on 0?
On 0, yes.
No, 0.
Okay, so I'm going to start.
So less.
Do you want to get some chair, Tiago? If you guys want to get the
I
chairs
just
from
don't
the
want to
other...
be on the door because somebody will open
If you guys want to get chairs from the other room...
If you want to join from your desk, you have like 5 records, so as you are...
Yes, I'm recording. Okay, guys, good afternoon. So I'm going to start. I have lots of things to say to you today. Before I start, I am recording. Yes, I asked to record. Yes, I am. There's a stop here. Okay. So, guys, this session today is about JavaScript. I'm not going to cover the basics, okay? I'm going to give you some links about the basics. Today, the session is focused on intermediate level. So if probably for most of Java programmers, you see some similarity in JavaScript, but you need to know the differences. So sometimes we program JavaScript just like or something similar if we would program in Java. And I want to show very strong opinions today about this. So things that you need to pay attention. I want to ask you, everyone, if you have any question, just wait for me because I will cover each topic and then I will open space for questions. And if you ask a question, please say your name because so then we can know who asked it. Okay? So can I start? Okay, thank you. So I'm going to start here from my Twitter today. So there is a conference called Brazil JS, and it's happening in Porto Alegre. It's the biggest conference of JavaScript in the country. And we have, this year we have a very important guy there, Douglas Crockford, which is the creator of this book here, JavaScript, the Good Parts. This book is awesome. So I recommend to all of you guys to read this book. This book taught me a lot about JavaScript. And this Douglas Crockford is the writer, and he is also the guy that wrote JS Linked. So do you guys know about JS Linked? So those that don't know, JS Linked is a tool to make code quality analysis. So it was authored by Douglas Crockford et al. So I'm going to cover this. Okay. And the reason why I motivate this meeting for is JavaScript is on the news. It's the hot talk of the nowadays. Like this is very interesting. So this tweet, there is a drinking game for web developers. Step number 1, think of a noun. Step number 2, Google noun.js. If a library with that name exists, drink. And I did that. I went to Google and I searched cat.js. And I found a very cute thing, JavaScript for So you can find anything, man. If you put dog.js, you find there is a library, dog.js. So just for you to know that we have lots of things going on in JavaScript, lots of frameworks, lot of approaches, lot of libraries, and it's important for us to not get lost. So all of those, they rely on JavaScript. So if you wanted to work with any library, you need to know important concepts about JavaScript. Okay, so far? Okay. Peter's gonna get some chair from the other room. It's up to you. Okay. So I'm going to send you guys an email later with all the links. This JavaScript for Cats is a tutorial for beginners, okay? And it has links. Like there is this book, Quaint JavaScript. This book is very good. It covers a lot of basics. So if you are starting with JavaScript, I don't recommend the good parts to start because good parts is not easy. Good parts is not easy to understand if you don't know enough about JavaScript. So I would recommend you to start with Eloquent JavaScript. It's a free book online, and then later you jump to the good part. There is this page from Villa Network talking about the values. So it's important. A lot of examples. And I'm going to send this all of those links. Okay. So there's another guy that I like very much. He is a great writer, Agios Mani. This guy works for Google, and he writes about JavaScript patterns. So he's the author of JavaScript Patterns book. So there is this book here that I show you, and software front end. I script design patterns. So he wrote a book about JavaScript design patterns. He book is awesome. It's very. We have this book in Avenue Code library in Savassi. Okay. I did a session on Walmart last week, and I presented some things that I want to share. So JavaScript, I have. Oh man. I got some links here that I want to go over today. I'm going to explain you just the basics. Actually, I'm going to cover these topics, but it's better for you to read those articles later. Okay. First thing, this versus self. Okay. So this is something. There is an article only about this. How does it work? So what is this? This in JavaScript means the object, the context object. So sometimes we have. So I'm going to show you some code here for my project. Okay. So I have a class called list file uses this a lot. So what is this? This is a context of the enclosing object. The enclosing object can be the global object, which is window, or a function. Okay? This always runs inside a function. So in JavaScript, the core is functions, it's not classes. Like Java, the core unit is the building blocks of units in Java are classes, in JavaScript are functions. Okay, not classes. There is a way to do object orientation in JavaScript using the modular JavaScript standard that I'm going to show today. So I'm going to do some live coding here just to exemplify. So let's say you have a function hello. Okay, and I'm going to leave this as test.js in, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna purchase. So we have this guy, and outside of this, if I say this, I don't know, var a, this dot, I don't know, dog. In this time, this is window. But if I say here, var b, this dot dog, on this time, this is the context of the function. So one function, you can think on like an object, okay? The function declaration could be like a class, and the runtime could be like an object. So if I am defining a function here, hello, okay? This function is declaring a var b. Here, if I do return function, so let's do something easier to understand. Hello, message, well, hello. I'm creating a var. And if I return, say, so what I just wrote here, let me, okay. So this is a function declaration. I am creating a var inside the function, and I am returning an object. And this object has a function called say. So if I do this construction, I can create me. I can invoke hello. If I do that, me is going to be a kind of an object. So I can call me.say, and it will return message, which is hello. Let's see that live. I don't know if we can do that from here. I think in the log. How can I do that? No, I know. I mean, I would like to show this on a browser, so I need to. I think I need to save this in HTML and run HTML.
Try JS Hero, JS, the site. Okay. And you can run.
I wanted to use Sublime because the font can be bigger.
No.
Okay. I didn't think on this detail. Yes, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to create a script. Actually, let me save it again as a HTML, like test.html. Use HTML. I already have test. Okay. And then oh, my boilerplate's not working. No, it's because I have Emmet, but Emmet is not working. Okay. This is just a test, right? It's not big. So I have developed. Okay, so I have hello. Hello is a function. So if I say here, I'm gonna open side by side. We have a function called hello. I find a message here, and this function, if I call this function, it's going to return an object that has the function say. So you can think in hello like a class. So let's use this. So if I do here, var me hello, me, okay, me is an object that contains the function say. And if I call me.say, it returns hello. Hello is the message here. This is a standard called ModJaVascript. It's a way to define classes and objects in JavaScript. Okay. So if I use this, okay, how does it work? So if I define another function, define a, let me change things. So this function is going to call man, and he can talk, and he has a name, which is Chico. Okay, and talk, he says his name. And there's another function, sing, because so this function sing will return olá, my name is Okay, what I do here? How do I reference the function talk? So if I just do this, it's not gonna work. I need to call this. And here, this is going to refer to the function man, to this function here, because this belongs to man. So if I save this, I refresh the page. Oh, yes, let me delete this. Hello doesn't exist anymore. Okay. So if I say var chitão equals to hello, it's man. That's right. Okay. So if I say chitão.talk, it's going to return chitão. If I say chitão.sing, oh la la la, my name is chitão. Okay. So here, this is the object. But if I do this side, so let's say here console is just like if I was in the global context. So if I say this is the window. Okay, so now there's a problem. Let's suppose you wanted to create one function inside another function. If you do that, the this will be the this from the inner function. And let's suppose you need to access the outer function. So how to do that? So if I do this, so inside the method sing, I am defining another. Let's suppose I have another function. No, this is not a function. No. So this is the modular JavaScript design standard. So I'm returning an object that contains kind of methods, but inside those functions, the this is the main. Okay. So let's suppose I have thing. I'm going to define another function called like my music is a function, and my music I want to return this. Let's suppose I wanted to, and I would return my music. Okay. Let me close this project and let me open just this file. No. Okay, there. Yeah, I didn't save. Puta merda. Okay. Music is equals to function, and I'm going to return this. And if I return it, would it work? Let's see. Let's see. So var chitão is man. If I call chitão.talk, okay, it works. If I call chitão.sing, okay, there's a problem. So object global has no method talk. It's because this is the context of this function. Okay, this is no longer this function. So how to solve that? So there is a standard here. What we could do, we could define self is to this, because at this point this is still man. But if I say self is equals to this, I can use self inside the method. And if I do that and run again, var chitão is man. And if I call chitão.sing, chitão. So did you understand the difference between this and self? Self is just a convention. It could be another name. So in Macy's, sometimes they use that. I don't like that. I prefer self. So the guys on the phone, do you have any questions? Can I move forward?
I have
No?
one. Sorry, I have one. Yes.
You have one, Lucas. Okay.
Henrique.
Hey,
Actually,
Henry.
I just want to know if you know about the JavaScript Ninja book.
Ninja book?
Yes.
No.
Oh, it's the book that I understand, like glossary and all those things. I think it's an awesome book. I think it's even better than Good Parts.
Okay. Thank you for suggesting, man. Okay.
We can. I have a example in my machine. I can send you. The book.
Okay, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for your contribution. So let's share this with the guys after.
it's an
Okay.
awesome book.
Okay. Thank you. So Tiago has a question.
So I quite didn't understand what's the difference between the first function and the my music function and the sync function. Why
Okay.
the sync function has no this?
Okay.
Tiago, hi
Because
Tiago.
hi.
Can the guy ask the question near the phone, closer to the phone, cause I barely understood.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so Tiago here, my question is that I didn't understand what's the difference between the main function, the my music function, and they have this, and the sync function. Why the sync function has no this?
Okay. Did you guys understand the question?
Yeah?
Okay. Thank you. So here, this. Let me explain more about the modular pattern here. Okay. So this is one way to write. There would be another way to write the same thing. We say this way. I'm gonna rewrite. You're gonna see it works the same. Uh, test 218. So this is the same. It's just another syntax, but it's the same thing. So here I'm creating a function. I have a var name. So whenever I define a var, this is a local variable that only lives inside the enclosure function. Okay. If I do this.talk, I am assigning talk to the prototype of that function. So this means that talk can be seen from outside, but name cannot be seen from outside. So it's the same thing here. Here is more explicit that you see var name is only inside the main, and there is an object that is returned. This object has two methods, but this is the same as this. So I'm gonna run here. I'm gonna have um, this. If I do var então is equals to main, and if I say chitão thing, oh, maybe I did something wrong here.
No, there's a var. There's a var to document structure.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Cannot call method thing of undefined.
Now you need to define again because you called var. Just do everything again.
Okay, var chitão is main and chitão thing. No, doesn't seem to work. Oh, think this way you need to use new, right? Yes, for these things you have to use new. So now if you do chitão.sing, it's gonna work. Yes. This syntax needs new because we are defining a prototype here. So here you need to call new to create an object from that prototype. And in the other file test.js, it's just a function. It's just a simple function. Okay, but they work the same way. Here, here you can see. Okay, back to the second example. This here is the same here. So inside of this function, this is the same this as this. You understood? But if I call another function, if I define another function inside, is a different thing. Here I am defining a function on main. Here I'm defining a function on a var, so it's another context. So if I come here and I create a function here, it's also not going to get the this. If I create here my new function as a function, this here is not the same this as this one here. Okay, because this belongs to the function, the enclosing function. And here talk belongs to the main. Here this belongs to this new function. As the same way, this here would belong to my music. And then I need to use the self. Okay? Is it clear, Tiago?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's not explicit when you see this. It's kind of magic. Because the function is here, the function is here, the function is
But
here.
usually this is written in which way?
You can see both. So in Walmart, we use this way. In Macy's, I think we also use this. I use it this way.
Yes, this is personal, but for instance, in the modular way, we can easily see that.
Yes. So in the modular standard, they usually use this one. So I'm going to do an article right now.
I think this is Arlindo. I have read it about the context of a function is based on the color.
The color.
Yeah. So when you call a function from an object, you pass this context. The this is based on this object you use it to call that function.
Yes.
So when you define another function like an attribute to that first object, you change the color, and the this is changed also because the color changed. So it's like a the way I call the function defines the context of the this object.
Yes.
So,
No, that's true. I would
but
I would say like there is this. I would not say today because I think this is kind of advanced.
nice.
But there is an article here that is about the apply, call and apply. So those functions, definition of when you call a function. So it's kind of reflections, like reflections in Java. You can call a function here. So you have a function name and you use the method call. Call and apply, they call a function, and the only difference is that one receives a list of arguments and another receives an array. So call, you pass, if let's say you have 3 arguments in that function, you pass one argument, then the second argument, then the third argument. Apply, you pass an array, and all the arguments are inside that array. But this is advanced. This is the first parameter is the context, which usually is this. But if you wanted to pass another context to a function, you can pass a different object here.
You can you can borrow a function from another object.
Yes, you can borrow the context.
Yeah.
So what you could do, let's say here, you could have this here if I call my music dot apply, and here I pass it this. Let's try. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm curious.
Yeah.
So let's try this back, and let's see if I apply call this of this. I love to try. I just like it. So I hope it's gonna be. But so if I say Chitão is a man, if I say Chitão dot, yes, it works. Because here we passed the same this. The this here is man. I'm passing the this to my music. So now my music will call this from the function. So if we do this way, we don't need to use self. But usually we don't do that in JavaScript because it's ugly. So let's say you have lots of parameters. So you do.
It is also not clear.
Not clear. Blah blah blah.
Would be one use of that, for example, on jQuery. If we do a selector and then call each for that selector, the this inside the selector is going to be each code. This will be done probably by this.
Yes.
Because the this is not the function. The this will be the
object, and you can pass this to h2. In jQuery you can do that. In underscore you can do that too. So you
would be unused for that thing
yes.
apply.
So there is a second parameter on the each function of jQuery. So jQuery each. So basically, Tiago, almost all the functions you iterate other objects offer the possibility of passing another context. So let's see. Collection, callback. No, I was wrong. I think it was not jQuery. I think it's underscore for each. Underscore for each. So you get the context. Works just the same way. Yes, I was confused. Not jQuery. It's so Backbone.js uses underscore. So you have those functions in Backbone.js. Yes. So if the function has this possibility, then you can inject the context here. Okay. All right. I wanted to continue here. Before Arlindo asked me, I would show this module pattern. So there is this module pattern, which explains more about closures, which I'm going to talk right now. And it uses this way, how to define a private var, a private method, and return as an object, just like I show you. So this is their suggestion. There is all syntax that you can write. There's many ways. Okay, you can also create modules, 10 modules, blah blah blah. All right, so now I want to talk about closure. There is, so I covered this self JavaScript, now closures. So closures. So this is also another article that I wanna you to take a look sometime. This also explains context closures. So what is closures? Closures are, to explain closure, I want to go over my article. So this is my website, and I wrote an article about hosting. So I want to explain hosting and closures together. Okay. So there is no context for a block. This is very important. So let's suppose I'm going to another function here called, what else you know how to do? Chitão? Dance, okay. So Chitana dance.
I'll try skate. Macho man.
Ok. Já era. So
You guys put only things I don't know.
I challenge you. You know. So
Yeah,
dance.
that's true.
So if I define this var, boy is igual a chitãozinho, and if I call a function, let's suppose I am in Java. Let's suppose I am in Java. In Java I can do this. Sorry, 0 is less than 10, I plus 2. Let's suppose you are in Java. In Java, you would like to define things here. So if you define equals to, I don't know, chororó, okay? I'm defining 10 times. It's a very stupid code, but just to show you. If I click outside here and I return the boy, which boy do you think I would return?
Java.
Java.
No, in Java, chitãozinho, and in JavaScript.
This one.
So let's see. I took you for Christ, man. Oh, there is an issue here. Unexpected identify. Oh yeah, because I created this pre-air. My friend Premiere. Okay, so if I say var chitão is equal to man, and man, sorry, chitão, dance chitão, chororó. Okay, it was wrong. Why? Because in JavaScript there is no scope in blocks that are not functions. The only scope is in functions. So I can create if for while everything. Here, it ignored the var and redefined the same boy to Chororó. Okay? So in JavaScript, yes, JavaScript will not consider the context of the block.
This is the
No, this is closure.
this is close.
And it would be the same for any other block, like while.
Exactly. So the only thing that defines a block is function. And it's also the same thing that defines a this. Okay? So why? Because it defines a context. So inside that context, you have the vars and the this is together. Okay? Any questions? People from the phone? Any questions? Okay, so I'm going to proceed. Yes, you have a question?
Yeah, it's Lucas here. I just want to know, man, what should I do to use this for block as in Java? I have to create another function without a name, is that?
Okay, it's a good question. So there are two ways out, okay? One way be define another var here, like inner, and you just use this var inside. So you would try to not reuse, never reuse variables. This is not a good practice in JavaScript. So this is one way out, okay? So here, if I return boy, boy is chitãozinho. Another way is just to do like you suggested. So let me create this function density and to I need to comma here. Boy is chitãozinho. Here boy would be chororó, so then I can create this point for dance 2. I don't know, a very ugly name. For dance 2 is a function that I would create this, define this var. But what would I do with this? I would need to read var. And then you need to know if you wanna get the boy from here or not. Maybe you just want to use the boy internally, another thing. Okay. So I know those ways. Okay, Lucas.
Yeah, but my question is more like, let's try to put this function block inside another function block. Can we do that?
So I'm doing another side this for. Let's do it.
I don't want to create another for dance 2 declaration, you know. I want to put this function that you created inside the dance 2 block.
The nested block.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you can do that too. So we could.
And you can access the variables of the outer block inside the inner block.
Yes, we could use 3. And then Chitão can dance anything, man. Come on. So we could define this. So this is a very important concept about closure that I'm going to explain right now. You can create a function that will call himself. Like, let me use the same var. So here I define a function. If I insert a parenthesis before, a parenthesis after, and then again, open and close, I am auto calling the function that I created. If I do that, the var only lives here. No, this is not a gambiarra. This is really used. No, I trust me. This is really used.
No, if it's used, I'm not questioning that.
So here in this module pattern, here, of executed function. It's just like this.
But Tiago, then if you needed to access
Can you come here?
Then if you needed to access something inside that for, you would need yourself, right? Because there's another context.
Yes, of course. Okay, because this is another. So then I would need to create here self is this,
Or auto-calling
self.
passing the context.
Yes,
Yeah.
apply. Okay.
No,
But if
without the apply. From
But if you
the
pass the
parentheses.
but if you pass the context, you fall in the same
Mm.
issue. No?
What?
But if you pass context, wouldn't you fall in the same issue about the boy being?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah, he's just commenting the options. Yes.
yes, all context will be.
Okay. Look, did I answer your question? Do you wanna comment something else?
Yeah, just a simple doubt here. This inner block that you created is just what I told. Okay, but he has access to the outer variables.
Yes, he
Okay.
has. So I can access self, but for instance, I am creating this boy here, and let's print boy to the console. Boy inner function. Okay, and then I'm going to put
Okay.
outside boy from outer function. So this is the string.
But you can access variables in a higher level, like the variable name inside the main function.
Then yes.
Okay.
No.
These.
So let's run here. Chitão is my man, and then Chitão dance the tree.
What?
Okay, here. Then for 10 times the boy from inner function is Chororó, and the boy from outer function is Chitãozinho. So if just boy, it's going to use this boy. Now, if I didn't declare this boy, would this boy here be Chitãozinho?
I have to use these, right?
Let's see.
No, it's self.
It would. It would.
would?
It would.
Man, it's magic. There's no witchcraft, only magic.
So that's what the guy from parts.
Good parts.
Yes, say about JavaScript because at the same time this is very powerful. At the same time JavaScript is very powerful. It also can mess up everything.
Yes.
So you have to be very careful by using JavaScript.
You need to remember Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Yes.
With power comes responsibility.
Yes,
It's very powerful.
Uncle,
So this concept,
his uncle.
yeah, if you think about this concept, the closure concept, you can imagine something where it can be useful. So maybe you are not seeing that right now, but if you start coding a project or do something, you might find a situation where this is going to be very useful.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know
No,
the
yeah.
explanation
It's
for
like
this,
an
Tiago?
inter.
Yes, I know.
Index.
So the explanation for this is that the internal function has access to the outer functions. But if I declare something here with the same name, JavaScript will respect this. It will give priority to this. Okay, this is the way to create a scope like in Java. Here we are creating a scope just like in Java. Okay, so that first example, let's condense one. Actually, it was boy here. I was defining boy. Do you remember? And it was Chororó. So in this situation, the boy here and here are the same. The boy from dance and the boy from the var. But here now we can do something big.
So Tiago, I have another question, but I guess for that one, we're gonna start the concept of
Hoisting. Yes, I'm gonna
Yes.
talk hoisting now.
It's about the declaration of the var on the line 45, the declaration of var I. So this declaration is available only inside the scope of that
Function.
of the for or is inside the scope of the function.
The function. The
Inside
function.
scope of the
Yes.
function.
So if you declare, so let's talk about hoisting now.
This is full concept of the closure.
Closure. Yes.
It's all about
It's all about closure.
closure. Just to limit the context of the variable declared.
Yes. So here, a closure is formed when a nested function is made accessible outside the function in which it was defined. So here in this example, it is returning a function that has a function bar, it can access local. So a closure is like that. Every time you define a function, if you define another function inside this function, it can access local. But if I declared a var here, full would not access. Okay, so that's the concept of closure. Did you?
Full doesn't access the inside bar, but
Yes. So so say
context
again.
of
Yes. So function full contains function bar. So function full can access local, and but function full cannot access if I declared another var inside bar. But function bar can access local because it's defined together in full. Okay, that's the concept of closures.
But
So you can use the same concept here using the modular pattern. Okay. Okay. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Mm.
closure in English would be similar to the word encapsulamento.
Not. It's something close, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing because encapsulamento means that you have an internal thing going on and you expose things externally. So encapsulamento is about the interface that you expose. In this situation, you don't have this. You are not targeting exposing like from different contexts. Okay, but the main idea is similar.
I was trying to relate them because in closure you also have kind of a way of exposing or hiding things, but they are
Uh-huh.
Yeah, for
different.
me, this
yeah,
seems
that's
really
the
similar to the inheritance concept because on the
Yes.
inner you have access to the outer or to the superclass
Mm-hmm.
on inheritance, but you don't have the contrary way.
It's not the
But could you
inheritance, but
define
just the
this?
class.
Yes. So
Yes.
they say that this is not a inheritance. This is mixing. Mixing is the composite design pattern. I don't know if you know. There's a design pattern called composite. So you can do this. But in JavaScript world, they call this mixing. But it's this idea. It's like a module. It's like including one module inside another. So it's like doing a kind of inheritance, but manual inheritance. You pick this guy and put there inside. It's a composition.
Basically, very close to the concept of inner classes inside
Yes.
Java.
but there's another character of closure that I read in the code
Uh,
that is maybe it's interesting
to say,
to
okay.
say that the local var
Uh-huh.
it's accessible even after the function has closed or
Yes.
executed because you return inside the any class,
Yes. So,
the any function.
yes.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
And when you call the full get local variable,
Mm-hmm.
that's a local content. This is strange.
So this is very so this is a
Yeah,
way.
I don't know what's
This example, think like a class in Java that has a private var
yes,
and has a
yes.
getter. This is a getter.
Yeah,
This is
it's
just
a
a getter.
getter.
Okay.
In this context, it's like a getter.
Uh-huh. So
Yeah,
it's
it's really powerful to use.
uh-huh. But if you look the modular here, if you look the modular, not this. The modular is a it's also like a definition of a is var like private items, and what I return is are not the private but the public
Yeah.
functions. They are public because they can be called from the instance, and private things cannot be called from the instance. Okay.
I
If
think
I
closure is a more complex.
yeah, closure is more complex.
It's like how the object interacts with itself. It's
It,
like this.
yeah.
What the object has and what how he's interacting with himself. That's a great concept.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think we could be talking about closure a lot. So that's why
Yeah.
I only thought on going little by little on the concepts, and then I send you those articles, and then you guys can explore more. But the idea is that is important for you to understand from what I am saying. Okay, you probably should not trust only on me. Okay, you probably should look yourselves and read more, because I cannot say you that I know this everything. So
This need to be explored
yes,
more
all of
and
those concepts need to be
trying.
explored. You need to try your project. You need to do a test. So my suggestion is, if you are developing some JavaScript, try put a D, see what is going there. So like I did here, create like this, go to the console, type things, put a D, console log, explore yourself. This is the best way. I learned this way. So this is my suggestion. Okay.
You don't need to get that wrong.
Yes, make the things go wrong, because then you learn that is okay.
What's the wrong way?
Okay, so I'm going over hoist. Just before I proceed, guys from the phone, you wanna comment or ask something?
Tiago, it's Henrique again. Can you do me a favor?
Hmm.
First, can you create an outer function and an inner function, and inside this inner function, you declare a var, and outside on the outer function, you try to call this var.
Okay. So let me use this example for.
Okay.
Chitão,
You can
man. You're
replace
such
all
a
the
bastard.
purples.
So, Henrique, I am here in the function. I'm creating a var called girl. Who is a girl?
Oh, Melissa.
Melissa?
The only girl here.
But, but the boy is Chitãozinho, man. Who is the girl? Chitã? Okay, Chitã. Okay. So, boy is boy. Sandy. Sandy would be a good. But Chitão is nice. Okay. So, dance for, okay? Okay, Henrique, so I created boy, Chitãozinho, and inside that I defined a function girl, Chitã. And then let's call Chitã. So, yes, outside. So, var, Chitão is man, and Chitão. Dance for. Okay, girl is not defined. Okay, so we don't have access to that outside. However, if this was not
Yes.
if it was only this, would it be accessible? Let's see.
Can you create a var to that function and call by this var, by that var? This.
Girl function. So you wanted to call like girl function dot girl?
Yes.
Yeah, so this, so let's see. It's gonna work, but there is a break.
No.
No. Here.
Speak your bad. I don't think so.
No, it's right.
I don't know. It's
Yeah. Var Chitão is a man and Chitão then for. So boy is Chitãozinho, girl is undefined, because here what happened? Girl is private. Girl is not public. So we are not exposing girl. Yeah, so it will look for a member of this object girl function, but it will not find.
Unless the girls.
Yes, no, it doesn't need to be a function. If you call, put this dot girl, Chitã, no, no, you're not talking. What happened? Yes, it's because this is a function declaration. This is a function declaration. We need to call that function. So we can do a new, or we can call that function. So if I do, can do, but new would work. Chitã. I could do new, or if I don't want to do new, this is the declaration. I can invoke this your function here and call girl.
You don't need the new.
No, I don't need it because I'm here. Girl function is a declaration of function, and here I'm calling a function, and it's returning me an object, an instance of that.
It returns me
The
when a girl.
runtime. Oh no, no, I was wrong. I need to return. It, if to do that, I would need to return this. I need to return this. If I return this, okay, it would work.
And here you can put a new on the column. If
Ah, okay. If I don't return this,
yes,
if I don't return this, I could do a new here,
yeah, I think
but then
no. You need
I need to do this, right?
no, no, no,
No?
no, no. Like,
Works?
yes, I think.
Oh,
That's right.
let's try, let's try.
Without
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it works, man. Woohoo.
but now, Tiago, but now we're too different. It's okay.
Like you know.
No, no. I think
No,
the
it's not the
Ah,
one.
okay.
If I do
But what
this,
about if
no, because new does your function.
yes. If I put this, it's not gonna work because this girl is private. So it will look for this object if it contains a member called girl. It's not gonna find because every object is a hash. It's kind of a hash. You know, it's a table. It's a hash map, like a hash map in Java. So it will not find girl. It's going to be undefined.
Cara, if I define a new function by just using var, passing this,
Ah,
I have access to it outside? No, right?
no. You're gonna have access to the things that you expose it. So if you expose it using this, you have access. But if you didn't expose it, if you bar something, you can never access that outside.
So I should
Yes. Closure and get. Okay. Um, Henrique.
what about so
Okay.
if instead of a var,
So
this
the
is
last
a
question.
girl or a function. In that case, I would have access or not.
No,
No, even though I wouldn't have an access.
no. Only if you return that function
Only if I
or if
return.
that function is on this.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So Henrique, do you wanna comment something?
No, no, just another question.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So I wanna go over hoisting, and we are almost over time. So I just wanted to comment hoisting, and then if you guys can stay more, let's stay. If you have to go, you can go. I just wanted to comment hoisting before the time. Okay. So hoisting. Hoisting is a concept, and I use here in my blog. Um, JavaScript will move all the function declarations from the same scope to the beginning of the function. Okay. So if I create a new function, let's suppose, what else you can do, Chitão? You can drive. Okay. Chitão is gonna drive, and then I define the car. So you have Aston Martin, and let's define the tire, which is Michelin. Have to be. And then you define another thing. I don't know. You define um, the MP3 that you're gonna listen. You're gonna listen Xuxa because I know you like. So if I declare things in the middle of the method in the function, the hoisting concept will move those guys to the beginning. So it's going to be just like let me write drive two. It would be just like if I declared everything on the same line. So there is a standard here that I like, and we use it in Macy's. Is to define everything the same declaration. If I had some comments, so I'm going to compare drive with drive through. Drive two. I call a function like function. Let's suppose I call dance here and here. And in fact, what would this be equivalent to? It would be equivalent to declaring car, tire, and MP3 in the first line, and then car, Aston Martin, call the function. Tire, Michelin, call the function. MP3, Xuxa, call the function. So it is equivalent. They are equivalent. So it's moving all the declarations to the first line, but the assignments, they remain the same line. So here I'm assigning tire. After the first time I called dance. Here, the same thing. I'm assigning tire after I called dance the first time. Okay? So in this case, there is no difference. It's okay. There's not a problem, but there might be other problems if you call asynchronous functions, which are threads. So just before I proceed, you cannot start really have multi-threads in JavaScript. JavaScript has only one, sorry, you can have multi-threads, but you cannot have parallel processing. JavaScript has just one live processing thread. You can have multiple threads, but they will alternate. Every time the processor will only process one. So how can you do that? Using set interval. So set interval, or we can also use WebSockets, which is a new thing from HTML5. It's the FAI there in Walmart, we use WebSockets. So here in my website, I give them, here there is this var total outside. And inside of the for, I'm declaring parameter. I don't know. I think it's Meireles. Okay. So here, parameter, I'm defining parameter and getting one of the arguments. So this is a function that has, let's suppose, 3 arguments, okay? By the way, I don't know if you know, every function in JavaScript has an object called argument, which is an array of that. So if you, let me show you here very quickly. So if I debug, okay, so let me, I'm going to debug dance, and then let's see, let's suppose I call chitão.dance, and I pass parameters 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? I'm debugging here, dance, you can see it's not receiving any parameter, but if you pass a parameter, it will attribute to an object called arguments. So I don't know, I don't think we can see it here, but if you go to the console, now I am in the same execution flow as that method that I debugged. So if I call arguments, oh, I can see everything I passed, even though you are not declaring, because you don't have to declare in JavaScript. You can pass more things. What you declare is what you can use, but every function in JavaScript, you can declare an infinite number of parameters, and they will be called.
Even when you receive, you declare a receipt for a variable name to receive a parameter, the parameter will be added to the argument.
Yes, it will always be added to the argument, always be, okay? So I have this case. If I pass step sum, if I pass step sum, like 3 numbers, 10, 2, and 1, okay? It would, so if with Java, this var parameter is defined inside this for. So we might think that parameter would store 3, bless you, and the second time it would store 2, it would be another parameter, and the last time it would store 1. But it's not, it's the same, okay? And it's the same, and also it's going to be moved in to the first line, because hosting does that. And then we had side effects. So this example has side effects. Here, I'm just checking if type of parameters is not number. We do a parse int, okay? But here's the important thing. I call set timeout. Set timeout, I start a thread. And here I say how long it's going to take for the thread to execute. So 1000 is 1 second, because this is milliseconds. So when it's the first time, I is 0, so it's going to run immediately. The second time is going to run in 1 second. The second time is going to run in 2 seconds. Okay. So this example here, if I call, if the parameter is not a number, no, sorry, is a number, we add this parameter to a total. And then if I pass 3, 2, 1, so the first step, it will add 3. The second step, it will add 2 to the 3, so it's going to be 5. And the third step is going to add 1, so it's going to be 6. Okay? Because total lives in the outer function, step sum. And this is an inner function. And this function is also run asynchronously. It's not run inside the context of this function. So if I call step sum 3 to 1, you're gonna have you can see every time I show the number and the total. So I should say 0. So in step 0, the total is 3. In step 1, the total is 5. Step 2, the total is 6. Okay? But don't do that. I don't see that. Actually, I see 1 and 1 and 1, and the step number is 3 and 3 and 3. So it's like crazy. It went crazy. And that's because of hoisting. It's because I trusted that this parameter would be different every time. And it's not. It's reusing. So I will not go over the whole example because it's more complex and will take more time. So I would send you this as a link. But if you see, when that I fix that, I extracted this to another function, and here parameter is a argument. When I pass something as an argument, JavaScript creates a copy. Okay? So JavaScript does not pass things. So pass things per reference. Does not pass per value. Like in C. It's like Java.
Everything is
Copy
reference.
for value, no?
It's a copy.
A copy is
So
value.
for value.
By value.
Yes, it's the opposite. Sorry, I did it wrong. It's by value. It's not by reference. Yes, that's right. It's not by pointer. So it means that it's an object. You can change the contents of this object, but you cannot change the object itself, right? So here, every parameter is going to be different because this is not the same context as the outer function. And then what I did, I just extracted to another function, and I put all ours here, okay? But this parameter is not the same as this parameter. This parameter is a new one because it's a copy, okay? And here, if you do this, you can see step 2, 3, adding 3 to 1, and the total is 3, 5, and 6, just like we expected. So that was a problem that I could reproduce because of hoist. So if we hoist like that, you always need to remember that your vars are moved to the first line. So if you program like this would not happen, you might have side effects. So the suggestion is just to declare everything in the first line, just like this.
JavaScript.
Yes, even the yes. So even in the for we're gonna have to declare over there.
Yes.
That's the same problem.
Yes.
And the start point of the function. When it runs, it takes the variable that changed because the for continues.
The for continues.
And when it takes the value in 1 second after,
The for run 3 times.
yeah,
Yes. So
the for just runs and the value has is the last
it's the last one, exactly. So that's why it repeats 3 times. It repeats total 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3. You got that.
discover it.
Into discovering in production, in the day of the release. How did you discover that?
The manga lágrima.
Yes, the tier.
The tear.
Okay,
Big tear.
so that's about hoisting. Okay, do you guys ask something? Now, just want to quickly mention things and finish because
There's no way to do another.
we can do, but not today. And do another
It's
session.
better than go to other.
Okay,
digest it. And
Yeah, so I'm going to send everything. You can also see the things I'm going to cover in the second session.
this next topic.
Callbacks.
Yeah.
So I would say about callbacks. I would say about good practices because there's a lot, and bad practices, things to avoid. I want to talk about performance, about the garbage collection. So if you declare things using this all the time, they're not going to be collected. Because they're going to be collected together with the function. If you
Oh,
declare things inside the var, as soon as the function finishes, those objects can be collected. So I'm going to explain this in the second session, okay?
yes.
Guys from the phone, so I think I'm going to leave the meeting and do a second session later, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Nice. So
Okay.
do you guys want to finish to ask anything about hoisting just to finish the topic of today?
I think that everybody is good now.
Okay. All right, guys. So thanks very much. Thanks you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thanks. I hope I could help. Okay.
For sure.
Yes, yes, of course.
Oh my code worked.
Yeah. And now,
This was so clarifying.
thank you. We'll see you in the second session then. Bye bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.